Right, so who'd like some more maths lessons then? Hands up, everyone. I asked my kids. They weren't wowed by the thought of it, but hey, some people enjoy it. You'd figure our out-of-touch disaster PM Rishi Sunak, being a former bankster, to be quite the fan of maths, so much so he wants everyone to keep studying it until they're 18. Here's a quick bit of maths for you, Rishi. See if you can keep up. Maths teacher recruitment is down by 39% since 2020, factoring in the fact that for the previous 11 years of Tory administration, this target for recruitment has also been missed, and that the teachers you need will all need to be able to teach maths at post-16 level. How many teachers short are we of being able to deliver all of these extra lessons you want, and where can you get them from? Come on, hurry up, I'm waiting for an answer, quickly now. See, your maths doesn't add up, does it, Rishi? It's the dunce cap for you, my son. Go and sit in the corner whilst I prepare some additional homework for you. Here you go. Question 1. Factoring in the mess you've made to the NHS, calculate how much longer you'll be waiting for an ambulance after you've been hit by a car. Question 2. You set up a test and trace service and charged £37 billion to deliver it. It fails. Where did the money go? And please show all of your workings. Question 3, you deploy the army to cover for border force and ambulance drivers striking over paying conditions. How many soldiers are left protecting the country if Vladimir decides to invade? Question 4, private schools produce a disproportionate number of out-of-touch politicians who functionally do not know their arses from their elbows. Compare and contrast with the rest of society. Question 5, you begin a speech on more maths lessons for students until they're 18. How many more patients will die without emergency care getting to them before you've finished? And question 6, you continue to underfund the NHS whilst pretending everything is okay. Calculate how long the NHS has left to live. Justify your answer. Look, these plans of his are dribble. There aren't the staff to cover these lessons. We don't have them, and we can't find enough to train as maths teachers year on year. Sunak claims it's personal to him, but then he's a banker for whom numbers are all consuming, particularly those of his own bank balance. I suppose at the very least, if he does pull this off, more people might understand just how economically illiterate he actually is, a man of such paralysing stupidity himself that if the zombie apocalypse broke out tomorrow, he'd be one of the safest people left standing. Why is he even discussing this right now with everything else going on, particularly in health? This is the first major policy speech, and it's more maths? This won't suit a great deal of kids. The more creative types for whom extra maths will be a complete ball ache and a major divestment of their time from writing or the arts, whatever their interests are in, particularly when, with their GCSEs out of the way already, they'd be looking forward to not having to deal with the dreaded maths lessons anymore. It would narrow their choices, which does not make for good students. Certainly, maths is an important subject, but why is it more important than, say, English, which has always been held in parity to maths, or science, which has in more recent years become a core subject as well? It's arbitrary, ideological. Frankly, it's a dead cat distraction from the more important messes Sunak is presiding over and is desperate to ignore, and he's getting deservedly rinsed for it. And I say this as someone who's good at maths. I've got a degree in physics, but not everyone is like me. Not everyone is hardwired to benefit from this. It can actually be harmful, particularly to the mental health of large numbers of kids. Fat chance they get any help with that, though, because the PM is ignoring the gigantic NHS-shaped elephant in the room. Forcing A-level maths on kids won't improve their prospects, Rishi. Don't pretend they'll have the same opportunities you did, for example, because the gap between public and private school provision and the importance placed on where you went and the colour of your school tie, rather than what you know, the likes of which you benefited from, are stark. This is an attempt at headline-grabbing positive press coverage for Sunak, when in actual fact, ordinary people couldn't, for the most part, give a stuff about this. It just shows him as yet again being more out of touch with the lives of ordinary people than Marie Antoinette. Maybe the real reason he's putting all this emphasis on maths is so that when the NHS finally collapses on his watch, people will be able to calculate their enormous healthcare bills going forwards.